Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. I wanted to scrapbook this picture. It was a very exciting day. I had picked up the keys for my parents in their new home here in Delaware while they were still in Washington State and closing on their home there. So this is the first layout I had used with my May Scraptastic kit, and it is called The Story I Heard. And I'm really enjoying this kit. I love, love, love the background paper I have there. And I'm taking some matching cardstock and I'm going to emboss it in my Cuttlebug. And I just love how that gives it some texture, but it doesn't take away from the picture. And it's not just plain anymore, you know. I'm also going to stamp on here with Everyday Words by Allie Edwards, Technique Tuesday. And I'm going to stamp directly on my photograph. And that stamp says the little stuff. I just used my StazOn black ink for that, and it was really very simple to do, and it dried like right away. And then I'm going to clean off my stamp, and then I'm going to stamp below in Celebrate. Now this piece I did emboss, but I left the bottom inch out of the folder so that it stayed smooth. Because I knew I wanted to stamp there, so that worked out really, really well. So again, I just cut that mat the size I wanted, and then I added an inch, and I kept that inch out of the embossing folder. It just hung out. So when I put it through my Big Shot, it gave it the pattern and just left the edge very smooth for stamping. Now that embossing folder is a Cuttlebug, but I don't have a Cuttlebug. I have the little one by Sizzix that looks like a purse, and I also have the Big Shot, and they both work with the Cuttlebug. I always thought that you had to use the same machine for the same, Sizzix with the Sizzix and all this other stuff, but for the most part, what I have and what I've come across, I've been able to use in different machines. So if that helps you and you're just starting out. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm just using up some, well, I don't even want to say scraps because this is the first time using this kit, but I'm just pulling out some papers that I really liked. And I had ordered, now this piece did not come in my kit. I ordered that from Paper Issues because I just really love the rotary. I didn't buy the add-on and all that other stuff with this kit. I just bought the main kit. And so I took I think it was my 2 or 2.5 inch circle punch and punched those dials, rotary dials out. And then later on, I am going to write the numbers inside like they were on rotary phones. And right now I'm just going to chalk everything up and just play around with the layout. But yeah, so my parents had found, well, they hadn't found, I had told my parents about this retirement community here in Delaware because we had friends, their parents moved there like 2 years ago, and the parents loved it. They love having their parents there. So Eric and I went and checked it out, and we really loved the neighborhood, and it's so close to everything. It's maybe 10 minutes from our home, but it's close to shopping and restaurants and the hospital, the Little League fields, and our kids' high school, so that, my parents can get to their games easy enough and everything. And just the community itself, just had a great homey feel. And when my husband and I first drove in there to look at 3 houses, they had 3 houses for sale, and my parents were really interested in one. We said we'd go look at it for them, but it's not Sunday, so they weren't open. We just decided to do a drive-by. But as we're driving through, those who are out walking or riding their bike or whatever would just wave. They didn't know who we were, but it was just kind of very small town within a small town. And I just from day one said I could really see my parents here. So the following week I had made an appointment for a viewing of this home with the realtor there on the property. And my husband was looking at all the guy stuff, and I was looking at all the girl stuff, the things I know my mom would be concerned about, and Eric was taking care of the things my dad was concerned about, and we were asking her questions that my dad had and all. So my dad's like, I can't believe I'm buying a house that I haven't seen, because they've been in their house for 44 years, so back in Washington. But Eric loved what he saw. I loved what we saw. Um, the questions were answered, things checked out. So it just worked out. My dad bought the home. Thankfully, their home sold. My childhood home sold in a day. I couldn't believe it. We thought it was going to be quite a process, but thank the Lord, everything just worked out really, really well. Well, this house here, their new home, closed on May 7th, and so that was the day I was able to. I think I just finished nursing school too for the summer, didn't I, Eric? Like the day prior, and so I had gone to the office there and picked up my parents' keys. And of course, I couldn't help but go in and look around again because I was very excited and, already thinking about furniture placement for them because they were going to purchase furniture here and all. And they have this big, huge mirror on their wall as soon as you walk in the door, and that's where I stopped and took a selfie holding their keys. So the title of this is Mom and Dad, Guess What? ... It's official. I picked up your keys. And this was just a really, really fun page to make. Why did I decide to use the May Scraptastic kit with all the telephone stuff? It's because I called them right away and I was very excited. So we've been back and forth on the phone about the house. My dad was talking to the realtor about the house. So, in a roundabout way, the theme really fit. And I really like it a lot. So I'm just adding some I'm playing around with placement on some things. I'm going to bring in some wood veneer. I had bought some little houses with hearts cut out of the center. And I had picked out, you can see it on my yellow plate, there's a red a red heart, plastic heart, and it says "See ya" right in the middle. I'm picking it up right there. Well, the heart that's cut out of that house, you can see the "See ya" perfectly through that heart. So I decide to trim up the back so the heart doesn't peek out from the back of the wood veneer house, and I glued it on there. And I just thought that was a fun little element, and I don't know, just something different. But Eric and I had, after this was taken, it was like a week and a half later, we made the jaunt out to Washington State to finish packing them up and made the cross-country drive to move them here. So the house didn't need anything to be done. It was move-in ready. Brand new carpets. Everything was clean already really well. But of course, with my mom, we had to clean again anyway coming in. But I understand that. You don't know, how long the house has been there or whatever. But yeah, Eric had built my dad a workbench out in it's the size of a 2-car garage, but there's only one door for one car. So it's really nice because half of the garage is for my parents' car and the other half is a nice workspace for my dad, and he's never really had that before. So it's kind of like a man cave. But it's a little hot right now. Delaware's real hot in the summer, and he doesn't have air out there, so that's going to be more of a seasonal type of thing. But they have the extra fridge and freezer out there, so it's really a great space for them. And they've had to downsize quite a bit from my childhood home, but they both say they love their new home, and really the only thing they miss is family. Of course, you have sentimental value in the house where you raised your children and such, but it was getting harder for my mom to keep up with. It was a 2-story home. It was big. There was 5 kids and, a lot of going up and down the stairs. So this house is 1 story. It's a perfect size for my parents. They've picked out some great furniture. We did that like the following day or two after them getting here. Some of it just came. We're still waiting on a few pieces because they had it kind of specialty covered. I don't know. So that's taken a little extra time, but yeah, we have things on the wall and everything's unpacked, and they are just really, really loving it. So now it's just a matter of that they've had so many neighbors come over and introduce themselves and invite them to things, and then the community itself has like this community center with a pool, and there's games, and there's always something to do and planned activity every Friday evening. everybody knows everybody there. So that's the only part we're waiting on, is for my parents to start going and getting to know people. But yeah, it's hard moving. You have to set up new doctors and dentists and eye doctors, and get your driver's license changed, and get your car transferred over and get your new plates, and there's so much to do. So even though they've been here a little over a month already, they are still trying to get all of that stuff settled. So I'm hoping in the next few weeks everything will be done and they can just completely kick back and enjoy their place. But they really love the small town feel. Tacoma, Washington's a big city, very busy, very crowded. Well, for them anyway. So where we live here, there's conveniences. We don't have everything that Tacoma had, but it's not a far drive, 40 minutes north or south to get certain things. Like a Bed Bath & Beyond, we don't have one here in town, but we have Target and Walmart and things like that. We do have a mall and Kohl's, and it's not like we have nothing, but it's just their pace. They really are enjoying it here, and I'm really enjoying having them here. And they've been watching my kids' ball games, and my kids just aren't used to having grandparents at everything, so that's kind of a neat new thing for them as well. But anyway, I decided to use different fonts and different alphas for this layout, and even though there's brown and tan in this layout, I pulled out gold. I've been doing that a lot lately. If I have brown in a layout, I've been using accents of gold. I just think it kind of dresses it up. It matches, and it just makes it more fun and interesting, I think. And so I used some Heidi Swapp Gold Lame Mist. I used these gold letter chipboard stickers that say "It's Official." I got those for just a couple dollars at our TJ Maxx back when they had that stuff. They're not selling it anymore, and I'm kind of upset about that. And then I also used some gold glittered enamel dots. So I just thought that really turned out well. And then I also used wood elements to kind of bring out the brown as well. So it all married together really, really great. I truly, truly love this background paper, and it's hard to tell. The back side is a map paper, but the front here, it's a beautiful cream and between a teal and aqua color, but then there's hints of like a vanilla color and a little hint of the orange, and it's kind of the same orange it's in these numbers that you see in that number paper. So it just went really well with this. She did a phenomenal job matching everything up. But thank you for joining me. Comment, rate, and subscribe, and see you on the next video. Bye.